2015's year was nothing really special. No big major event, just being an average parade. Although the Sinclair Oil dinosaur does make his return to the parade since 1976 as an all-new balloon. Only thing I don't like about this year is because it's the start of the camera are showing the audience at Herald Square, mainly during their parade singing performances, minus the pre-parade acts. Speaking of which, 28 songs here, and like last year, 95% of these songs you could get in any digital platforms with the exception of 2 from this year. And we no need to record this event anymore through the VHS thanks to YouTube. This is my ranking of the songs of the 89th Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. So, at number 28, if you know what I said nearing the end of the last episode, you might know where this is going, and I'm not talking about the hint, I'm talking about what I said to a specific, it's All I Want for Christmas Is You by Mariah Carey. Shut up! Yeah, to no shock after having Idina Menzel's cover placing at number 1 for 2014, my personal bias and my experience had to put this at the bottom of the list. Ending off the celebrity roster comes in the Queen of Christmas herself, as Mariah Carey performs her 1994 masterpiece, All I Want for Christmas Is You, from her 4th album, Merry Christmas, as track number 2. When I hear that jingle on my local radio station when they do Christmas music, specifically when I'm driving, and this is just in my area, I turn it off because I know what's coming, wasting 4 minutes of music. I don't even need to much explain here because I don't care. I just ask, why this song again? When we just had the best rendition of the song last year. Now we have the original one and not re-recorded because she obviously is lip-syncing to. Oh boy, if you think that's worse, I will talk about this in a future episode and you might wait for a while on what I have to say. Number 27. Paramore by the cast of Broadway's Cirque du Soleil's Paramore. The high-flying Cirque du Soleil has gotten some big major news for a new way to entertain audience through Broadway, not as a regular show, as a stage musical called Paramore, set to premiere on May 25th, 2016. And for a preview, we get the casting and the title song of the new musical, Paramore. One thing that is unfortunate is that this song is not included in the show or in the future cast recording album. I have no idea. I'm guessing it was supposed to be the opening or closing of the show, and they got in better songs. I have no clue. So this potential deleted song, if I'm correct, is a parade exclusive. Number 26. Every Day is an Extraordinary, or just Extraordinary, by the cast of Sprout. One of the new shows on Sprout was an animated spin-off prequel of the Goodnight Show called Nina's World, as Nina, along with the host of the Sunny Side Up show, all performs one of the promo songs from the show, Every Day is Extraordinary. In the promo, it almost feels like it should be the theme song to the show. It's not. It feels more so in the parade, as one of the lyrics is, when your best friend's a star, referring to Star, of course. It's also ironic that Chica and Star don't have a role in this. They're just there, and this version of the parade is better than the main one. Number 25. School of Rock Teacher's Pet by the cast of Broadway's School of Rock featuring Alex Brightman. Based on the 2003 Richard Linklater film, School of Rock has turned into a stage musical, courtesy of Andrew Lloyd Webber, that just made its Broadway premiere on the 9th of this month, starring Alex Brightman and a bunch of kids as they perform at the parade with their competition song, School of Rock, or as is known as, Teacher's Pet, which is track number 16 on the cast recording album. Honestly, this is the most forgetful one out of all the songs on this roster. I think it's because of being a Broadway act in the parade is not that common. I mean, last time we saw a Broadway performance in the parade was with Hair back in 2008. And the song choice wasn't all that great. I probably would have chosen You're in the Band instead. Number 24. Stuck on a Feeling by Prince Royce. Jeffrey Royce, known as Prince Royce, gets you a bit stuck as his fourth album, Double Vision, and his first primarily English album, as track number 1 that was a single released over a year ago that featured Snoop Dogg was Stuck on a Feeling. I'm kind of stuck on the main verse. It keeps repeating so many times throughout the song. By the second half, there is no more additional lyrics if you're going by Prince's part. Maybe the reception of the album is why this wasn't so big for me. Also, we hear some of Snoop Dogg's portion in the parade when he's not even there. You could have just edited out Snoop's part for the broadcast, as it is hard for collab songs to be high on this list because you can't have one without the other. Number 23. Victorious by Panic! At the Disco. Since 2004 until their disbandment this year in 2023, Panic! At the Disco was one of the most modern hit rock bands in the 21st century. Back in this year, they released a single called Victorious that would be added to their 5th album, Death of a Bachelor, as track number 1. Some of these songs on this list I did jam to when I was a mid-teen that now kind of doesn't have that connection to me, I would say, for some on this list. Victorious does have that good pacing, and I think more of the music video mostly when I'm listening to the song. And my gosh, the parade. Why did they have them just do the last 26 seconds of the song? Couldn't they just done the beginning portion of the song and then do the last 26 seconds? That kind of gives the band less experience in the parade for their performance. Number 22. Stitches by Shawn Mendes. Here's a young male artist that teen and young girls go crazy for. Shawn Mendes makes his debut album this year with Handwritten, which did receive some mixed reviews. A month later, track number 2, Stitches, was released as a single, which did better on its own. Unlike some of the other ones, this is a great song and definitely one of the most popular ones from 2015. Only thing is, I would change the lyrics in the parade by adding the last set of the song after the main verse from the needle in the thread, gotta get you out of my head, needle in the thread, gonna wind up dead, instead of doing that main lyric twice in a row. And a massive fail on the guitar. It looked fake. Number 21. American Nights by Plain White T's. Well known for their hit Hey There Delilah, Plain White T's released their 7th album and performs the first track of their title song, American Nights. This is a perfect song that would make sense in the summer, and putting them on the Royal Caribbean float was a good placement for them. I just don't sing along to it as I used to because it's not that upbeat as I thought it was. It does have a good use for the parade, although I don't understand that awkward silence at the end when the float should have started moving out of Herald Square like many other performances do. Number 20. Right Here, Right Now by Jordin Sparks. Starting off the song roster in the parade is a familiar comeback since her appearance in 2007 after winning American Idol. Now, Jordin Sparks had released her single title song of her 3rd album as track number 3, Right Here, Right Now. This song gives me some Arabian vibes and how that tone is, and the background male vocals like going like, and even the parade did use some good portions of the song. Only thing is, the song itself is not that great. I don't usually sing along to the other lyrics here, and I preferred Tattoo over this, although I do appreciate how her career has changed from where she first started. Number 19. Real Life by Jake Owen. Want to see some grass and few trees instead of watching TV while eating at a Waffle House? Well, the newest single from a country singer named Jake Owen will take the reality of the world with Real Life, featuring one curse word that is also the same one for another song on this list. In the parade, that is replaced with the word thing in this song. It is true to see some real aspects in the countryside with a real town and nature instead of seeing highways, politics, big corporations, or major events. Just getting to feel the nicer real life. I just don't know if Jake's voice fits well with this song. And it is odd with the parade on having him doing the first portion of the song and then doing the ending music instead of giving him another verse or have the announcer already talk when what's coming up when Jake had finished singing. Number 18. Bad Penny by Mipso. This North Carolina country string band quartet called Mipso are in its third year together, and freshly released last month their second album, Old Time Revere, with track number 4 being Bad Penny. I gotta give it heads to the singing here, and even their woman of their group, Libya Roddenboe, if I'm correct on that, excellent performance on her violin being the standout out of the instruments. Some good use of it in the parade, although I might have them start with the opening verse instead of the main verse. Also, this performance got them some fans, cause in Mipso's YouTube channel of this song, some in the comments section became fans of them because of the parade. So if you want to get some fans, the Macy's parade is one way to go, and they got some. Number 17, Sugar by Jennifer Nettles. After being interviewed with Al Roker earlier in the broadcast of the upcoming NBC original movie Dolly Parton's Coat of Many Colors, Jennifer Nettles, on a 4-year break as a duo with Sugarland, released her second solo album, Playing with Fire, and instead of Fire, she plays track number 7, Sugar, on the Domino Sugar Float. Perfect fitting, huh? I wasn't a big fan of it when I was younger, and now after hearing a Sugarland song that we'll talk about in about 3 parades from now, I appreciate more of this song, especially Jennifer's voice. I mean, how many sugar foods do you want to eat, especially what holiday treats that you are making for this season? Even the parade, I loved her performance, mainly on how expressive she is. Great portions of the song they used for her to sing, although I would have her finished it as the main lyric wasn't done yet. Number 16, Merry Christmas Everybody by Train. Well known for their hit, Hey Soul Sister, pop rock band Train released their 8th and first Christmas album, Christmas in Tahoe, which was an Amazon exclusive when it first came out, now available in other digital platforms, as they sang their rendition of British band Slade's 1973 song, Merry Christmas Everybody, as track number 6. I haven't heard any of Train's other songs other than Hey Soul Sister. By comparing just the two, the styles sound different from where they were back in 2009 to 2015. Granted, it is a cover of a 70s rock Christmas song they're doing here. Like with Stitches, I didn't think they needed to do the main verse of the song this time 3 times in a row instead of 2. You should have added like the beginning of the last set before the final part of the main verse of the song. Number 15, About You by Trey Songz. It's been 10 years that Trey Songz has been entertaining his R&B soul with his first album. This year, he reissued his 6th album, Trigga, with Trigga Reloaded by adding 2 new single songs of the album. The second single song becomes track number 1 with About You. This is the only song on this list that is labeled explicit. So that got an E and not Real Life and one other one that we're going to see later on in this list. I don't get it sometimes. I didn't understand when I would first listen to this back then. Now I know why it's labeled explicit, because there are some sexual words in this. The main verse is great to sing along to, even for the parade. As I just stated with Train and earlier with Shawn Mendes, they only did the main verse throughout his performance, which I can understand to avoid the explicit words. Couldn't he just done a clean version of the song? Another thing is this song is a bit sped up compared to the main version, although the Spirit of America cheerleaders do bring in that happy mood for this song. Number 14, Conga and Megamix by the cast of Broadway's On Your Feet. Like last year with On the Town, the opening number for this year's parade was a Broadway musical, which this year was On Your Feet, based on the lives of Gloria and Amelia Estefan, with 2 numbers, the final number of Act 1, Conga, at the parade starting line, and the final number of Act 2, Megamix, at Herald Square. If you combine the two mainly by the Broadway album, it's close to being 12 minutes, which you can't do that for the broadcast, especially you would have to wait that long for the ribbon to cut to start the parade. This rendition of Conga is great, although I think they should have just sticked with Conga, because the Megamix, which combines 6 songs, and having different people singing it doesn't work that well. I will give it for the parade, we did got a conga line that Savannah Guthrie got into, and the people in the stands waving their hands back and forth throughout the entire performance of Megamix. Number 13, One December Night by Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo. For this holiday season, 80s recording artist Pat Benatar and her husband and musical partner of 36 years, Neil Giraldo, on guitar, for the parade premieres their new single Christmas song, One December Night. A very nice calm style that feels like a modern 80s song coming out for the first time. Although she was 62 at the time, Pat still keeps her iconic voice that we all heard back on her Rising Momentum. And her husband, Neil, who I was surprised he's younger than her when I did my research, does a great job with the music. Although in the parade, not also another guitar sync fail, but also he doesn't do the backing vocals. You can hear those backing vocals are women if you've heard the entire song. I will give the highlight on how much they really love each other, on how Neil conducted her on when to start the song and to pause it nearing the end. Number 12. Rotten to the Core from Descendants' Wicked World by Sofia Carson. Like how High School Musical revolutionized Disney Channel movies back in 2006, now another Disney Channel movie has done that in 2015 with Descendants, as young Disney Channel stars played the children of the Disney villains. Originally, and as stated in the opening credits, it was supposed to be not just Sofia Carson, who made her rising momentum in Disney Channel thanks to this movie, but also Dove Cameron, the star of Liv and Maddie, who was also in Descendants. However, Dove ended up having a cold, so Sofia had to do it on her own, which she performs her single version of Rotten to the Core that was the theme song to the animated series Descendants' Wicked World. This would be track number 9 on the TV film soundtrack and got its own single version. No offense to Dove, but if they were going to do this song from the movie, unless if I'm wrong, this solo version by Sofia is better, because the movie one sounds like a remix and you would have to gotten all the 4 main stars of the song to perform it. And it's perfect on her own because she plays the evil queen's daughter in Descendants. Her voice and her nicely dressed clothes in black with a mix of red does feel like she's welcoming you to the wicked world on who's the baddest of them all. Well, I will say maybe just add one more set of the lyrics to the song and she will be the baddest of them all. Number 11. Believe by the cast of Broadway's Finding Neverland featuring Matthew Morrison. Based on the 2004 Academy Award-winning film, Finding Neverland is about J.M. Barrie, the man who created Peter Pan. After being in Leicester, England in 2012, Art Productions in Cambridge, Massachusetts in 2014, it finally came to Broadway in 2015 starring Matthew Morrison. Fresh off of ending the television series Glee, takes the helms as J.M. Barrie, shows the children of the Llewyn Davis family about a word that is appropriate for the Macy's parade, Believe, which is track number 5 on the recording album. So going from a show that my parents watched when it was on, and now doing a great Scottish accent shows us that Matthew can be somebody else. And this number is really good to learn the great use of imagination, although I don't know if the actors who played the boys are British or American, because those accents were so fake, like Matilda 2 years ago. The parade was a major letdown. The performance was short. I would say by not adding the middle portion of the song, you hear less music compared to the actual number, and the audio seems different. You would think this is live because of the echo, yet all the other pre-parade acts all have an echo, so I'm guessing it was just a re-recording of it. The real highlight of this was when after they ended their performance, the camera goes up to the Believe logo of what Believe really means for Macy's. Number 10, Good to Be Alive, Hallelujah by Andy Grammer. Honey, are you good? Well, hallelujah, it's good to be alive with Andy Grammer doing his first Macy's parade by going all in with his new single hit, Good to Be Alive, Hallelujah, which would be added as track number 13 as a bonus in the deluxe edition of his second album, Magazines or Novels. Here's the other song that features that one curse word like real life. So in the parade is replaced with the word here. Let me just say about Andy, I think he was the most excited to be there. And what better way to get more upbeat than this song? From what portions of the song they did, to his moves, to even the crackerjack float creating flames, which I thought that ended after 2011. Nope, I was wrong. Maybe I would only add the long hallelujah instead of just the main lyric, although it is alright with this performance. And he has more enthusiasm coming soon, as he would appear for 2 other years when we get to those rankings. Number 9, Long Live Rock and Roll by Daughtry. After placing 4th in the 5th season of American Idol in 2006, Chris Daughtry formed his band named after his last name, Daughtry. In 2013, they released their fourth album, Baptize, which did receive mixed reviews. 2 years later, they performed track number 6, Long Live Rock and Roll, a nice tribute to all the different generations of rock artists and arguing on who baptized the rock and roll genre of music, from Elton John, Billy Joel, Motley Crue, GNR, The Beatles, or The Stones. Despite the album, this song does make a gold record, for at least a 2-year-old song, to be precise. Number 8, Smarter, Stronger, Kinder by the cast of Sesame Street featuring Questlove. Last year, HBO purchased Sesame Workshop and has changed Sesame Street to the era we know today. A new set, less human actors, and more Muppets. Especially having Elmo all over your face. Yeah, HBO making Elmo a centerpiece of the show is ridiculous. Another thing they changed was the format to an hour to a half an hour and end off every episode with a closing song called Smarter, Stronger, Kinder. And before season 46 and later in 2022 to be shown up digitally in the extended play album ABC 123 as track number 6, it made its debut in the Macy's Parade, led by Elmo, of course, the Muppets, Alan, their new human friend Nia, along with the drummer of the Tonight Show's band The Roots, Amir Questlove Thompson. The parade did came out first, and I think it is better, although I don't like the modern Elmo, or specifically the Ryan Dillon era, because I grew up with the Kevin Clash Elmo like many others did, and having the humans having a role in the song is great, instead of just having all the Muppets in the actual song on the show. And Questlove can do things on his own, no problem. He can do anything he can without his band, like directing a documentary film that got him an Oscar, so that's that. And when he had the mic on him in the parade, that was live. Credit to him on that, and throughout the rest of the decade, you're going to see Sesame Street having a celebrity performing with them. Number 7. Getting to Know You by the cast of Broadway's The King and I, featuring Kelli O'Hara. The Rodgers and Hammerstein's classic The King and I had its 4th Broadway revival, starring Kelli O'Hara as Anna Leolins and Oscar nominee Ken Watanabe as the King of Siam. This won the Tony for Best Revival of a Musical and got Kelli O'Hara her first win on her 6th nomination. Like every other performance of The King and I in the Macy's Parade, the automatic song that is performed is Getting to Know You. Now, it is kind of a bit of annoying that it has been the number frequently every time when The King and I is in the parade, although I will say out of the 3 that I've listened to, the 96 version with Donna Murphy, the 99 animated film with Christine Knoll, and now this, I think the 2015 revival of this number is the best. Well done on a great British accent, Miss O'Hara, and I love how, unlike the other performances of this number, if you're not counting the animated film, we do get a setting of the scene we're in, with the board, I believe, the wives, and in this revival, Anna stands 95% of the number, showing more of the character is alive on her interactions with everybody in the scene, instead of just sitting all the time. Number 6. To Life by the cast of Broadway's Fiddler on the Roof, featuring Danny Bernstein. L'Chaim, which means to life, as the 1964 classic musical Fiddler on the Roof was getting ready for its 5th Broadway revival, already showing previews before it's set to open on December 20th, starring Danny Bernstein, who we saw back performing in the 2008 revival of South Pacific, takes the lead as Tevye, as the man performs the number To Life in celebration of his daughter getting married to Laser. It's coincidence in that later in 2016, my sophomore year in high school, for the second half of that year, Fiddler on the Roof was that year's musical. Now this feels like a place I want to party in, even if you don't know them, because that iconic music and choreography keeps the tradition of the original musical. I mean, when you're listening from the album, you think the dance moves they would do. Now, the parade came first before the recording album occurred in the beginning of 2016, so I don't blame the audio for this event sounding different to the album, and although this is a 5-minute number, it doesn't feel like your time is wasted. It's worth it to celebrate L'Chaim. Number 5. A Brand New Day by the cast of NBC's The Wiz Live. From The Sound of Music to Peter Pan and now The Wiz, a retelling of the story of the Wizard of Oz in an African-American context through music. NBC's new big live musical event featuring big names including Mary J. Blige, Queen Latifah, Amber Riley, Uzo Aduba, Stephanie Mills, Common, and for today's parade, David Allen Greer as the Cowardly Lion, Neo as the Tin Man, Elijah Kelly as the Scarecrow, and making her debut Shanice Williams as Dorothy Gale by celebrating with the ensemble after the Wicked Witch of the West has been melted with the number A Brand New Day, which is track number 15 on the soundtrack. Unlike the previous two shows, The Wiz Live did receive some great reviews and what is considered to be NBC's best live musical in the modern era. This number alone shows that soul R&B with a mix of gospel in the song shows us everyone is into doing this event. Not just the four, but all the ensemble all in orange of their celebration of the scene. I think the ensemble sounding in the parade is better than the one on the soundtrack, although the solos are the recorded version. My only catch is, what's with all those tubes? I'm guessing that's to give them some warmth. I mean, not all the pre-parade acts do that, so why this? Number 4. A musical by the cast of Broadway's Something Rotten featuring Brian Darcy James and Brad Oscar. If you want a song to basically describe the theater genre of musicals, the musical Something Rotten takes the idea of doing the first musical during Shakespeare's days, bringing in the competition. Starring Brian Darcy James on his third parade as one of Shakespeare's characters, Nick Bottom, and Brad Oscar as the soothsayer Nostradamus, finding out musicals and doing a number called A Musical. Of course, you can't do an 8-minute number in the 4 minutes, so they had to take half of it, some of the best parts of the number, of the beginning for the dance break, all the references to the other musicals, to finally get Nick doing a musical after hearing everything from Nostradamus and the ensemble. It's also hilarious on all the references to the musical genre, and all the references came from pretty much every Broadway musical, I believe, that had performed in the Macy's parade. Les Miserables, Seussical, South Pacific, Chicago, Rent, Annie, A Chorus Line, and even a reference to the Radio City Rockettes with the high kicks. Brad Oscar's crazy insane performance is the highlight, making Nick confused at the beginning. There is an audio difference because of the lyrics had to be changed for a younger audience from ass to butt, kinda gay to young and gay, etc. Number 3. Rise Up by Andra Day. Another popular song from 2015 came from a new artist named Cassandra Bate, better known as Andra Day with her single hit Rise Up. That single was released on the same day as her debut album, Cheers to the Fall, as track number 11. I've heard this song so many times years later for commercials and reality competition shows. Now coming back to just the song itself, her magnificent voice was so touching, especially the you part of the song. It did warm my heart. Despite it me thinking the parade should have finished the song, I do think they do a good portion of the song she did. I even gotta give credits to the camera on the angles they did on her. And after this, she would appear in about 2 years from now, and later in 2020 portray as Billie Holiday in the Hulu film The United States vs. Billie Holiday, which got her a deserving Oscar nomination. Number 2. Christmas Time Again by Mercy Me. When we get to December 1st, and when this song plays, it does feel like how this year has gone fast, and already for the Christmas season. Well, the 10th and second Christmas album of Christian band Mercy Me, with Mercy Me It's Christmas, goes into track number 2 on how it's Christmas Time Again. Yeah, the song is true on when you get older, the year has gone flying by comparing to you being a child or even a teen, because it does feel like you're just put away your decorations, you just had summer vacation. I mean, we're in November of 2023 already here, people. Definitely my highlight of the song is the na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. That part reminds me of being used in the Wiggle song Play Your Guitar with Mari. So any of my younger viewers watching this video, you won't understand this song until your post-high school graduation, or even after you go into your 20s. The most wonderful time of the year will be back, and better than ever, faster than you think. Number 1, Stand By You by Rachel Platten. Another big song from 2015 was called Fight Song by a singer-songwriter named Rachel Platten. In the fall, she released her highly acclaimed song Stand By You, which would be added to her third album Wildlife in 2016 as track number 1, which the album did gain some mixed reviews. As much as I liked Fight Song and how I expected her to sing that when I first saw this back in 2015, nope, it was this song, and it's way better. Although, like Rise Up, this song would frankly be used in reality competition shows, so on its own, it's amazing. Feeling how Rachel is an angel that is with you, even if you're thinking you're going to hell instead of heaven. By the way, this is not a religious song. Her spirit really comes into the parade. Her enthusiasm, expressions, the people on the Lindt chocolate float clapping along to the main verse was spot on, and even the song finishing when they were going into a commercial. Much love and respect for her through my heart makes Stand By You the best song of the 2015 Macy's Parade. Thank you guys for watching. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Next time we go into parade number 90. Yes, 90 parades into 2016, starring everybody and a pig named Moi.